Hi you guys, my name is Mimi, and for today's projects we have a few things that we're going to get done this morning. The first thing that we're going to do is I have a video of me and my husband about 2 weeks ago planting out a 10-year-old agave plant. We didn't get much audio on it because the plant does have a lot of thorns and spikes, and so it's a really big plant, and we're so excited to be putting this in the ground. And then after that we have a few other crotons that we're going to be putting in the ground. It is fall here in South Florida, so the temperatures are coming down and it feels amazing outside. The humidity is still a little high. It's a great time to transplant plants that need to be moved. So this agave plant that we had here, I grew it as a pup, and it was a small agave plant when I got it about 10 years ago, and I've grown it for a long time. The only problem was I had it in an area that was right off an entryway, and my husband really didn't like the plant there because he didn't want the dogs to get poked in the eye or anything like that. So I think it's in the perfect location now. So we're gonna go around the corner and take a look at it, and yeah, so let's get started. Hi guys, today we're going to be planting a huge agave plant. This is my husband Nick, and he's going to be helping me. Alright, let's get started. Okay, thanks babe for that little dance. This agave was planted next to one of our entryway doors and has now outgrown that space. We decided to move the agave plant here because there's less traffic around this area of the house, and it is safer for our family and our animals. Leave it to Nick to always bring the fun. Alright, it's time for us to get back to work. Agaves are tough plants, but we wanted to wait until fall when the temperatures in our area were not so hot and started to cool. Cooler temperatures help the plant to get adjusted and rooted in during the fall and winter. When spring rolls around, the plant should be fully recovered. Now this is embarrassing. Transplanting requires balance, and apparently I have none. Next thing we're going to do here is we're going to start rotating the plant to make sure that we have it in the best direction. Now we're backfilling with native soil and making sure the roots have enough room to keep on growing. It's very important to get the soil tight around the roots so that the air doesn't kill off the roots underground. Blue agaves are drought tolerant, but during the first month in the ground, you'll want to water it deeply at least once a week. Wow, look how nice this came out. Just gorgeous. Alright you guys, that about does it for me and Nick getting this blue agave planted. Now our next project is going to be planting out the croton in the back. This variety of croton is called Petra croton. I'm going to give you a little tour here of the section of my side garden. In this area, I just want to kind of point out what we have. Lantanas in the front, and they give off these really pretty purple and orange. They start off really purple and then they give off these orange colors. And then we have 3 hibiscus that are starting to grow back in. They had spider mites really bad and I had to cut them back, and now they're starting to grow in really beautifully. We have the blue agave that you guys just watched me and my husband put in the bed, and then behind that we have crotons, Petra crotons, and that is a pygmy date palm. And the guava in the front is a pineapple guava. I'm going to kind of show you guys. I got this plant 10 years ago when it looked like one of these really small pups that I got. I kept this one in the pot and I put this one in the ground, and this is how huge this one got just by putting it in the ground. So anyways, let's get started. I'm going to start putting the Petra crotons in the ground, and we're going to go from there. So I want you to remember, most of my garden beds are brand new. Like, I've just started working on my garden because we lived here a year and a half. So they're not very established yet, but over the years, they're going to look better and better. So the first year they sleep, the second year they creep, third year they leave. So we're putting everything in now. In a couple of years, everything will look so lush and so beautiful. So let me get these in the ground, and then we'll go on to our next project. And it might look a little out of place because of this big guava tree here, but this guava tree is going to be gone. So we won't have to worry about this guava tree being here. Although I really love this pineapple guava, it's in the wrong spot around my house. And it's also not really fruiting. So if you're not a productive fruit tree, then I don't really want to dedicate my time and energy into a plant that's not doing what it's supposed to do. What it's looking like now. You can see the crotons planted in the back and the huge blue agave. It's just spectacular. I absolutely love this plant. The structure and this space is just beautiful. Get a little close so you can see it. The crotons just shining through in the back. Once the hibiscus get a little bit bigger, which we're gonna move this hibiscus back to the back area. I didn't know that the agave plant was gonna go here, so, but here you could see the beautiful croton back here. They contrast against each other well. The very blue and the bright crotons do very well together. All right, now we're gonna go on to our next project. Our next project is going to be, we're gonna be planting out more crotons. I do love crotons, but not as much as it's showing here on camera, but we have to get it started. So that's what we're gonna do right after this. So I'm gonna take my shovel and we're gonna go to our next location. This is the front of my detached garage, and this area here is doing really well. The only thing that we have to do in this area is remove this iris, which is not doing so good. You can kind of see inside here, like it's dying from the inside. But on the other side of the garage, you can see that this planting is exactly the same planting. We have our mash tree here, we have alimanden. These crotons that had scale on it, and I didn't notice them, they were all dying. And when I finally noticed it, the scale had already taken over. So I just am going to replace them. And then you can see how this iris is doing so much better. And we're going to get these planted. I also have croton in 2 other spots that we're going to get planted today. They already have drip ran to the area here. So let me get these in the ground and then we'll go on to our next project. Okay, I wanted to just quickly show you how everything looks. This is one side. And here's the side where we replaced the crotons. You can see them here. Hi, Luna. Looks really good. Okay, you can see my greenhouse back there, and then you can see some mulch. We mulched back here. On this side, we're gonna add another garden bed. Here's what it looks like. Not really sure if you guys remember from our garden tour. These are mass trees, and they get very tall, and so they get tall and skinny. I'll add a picture on the screen of what they look like full grown. see the bees are loving this alamandin. Not sure if you see them. This area here is just coming together nicely. Bumblebee! Oh my goodness, so pretty. Okay, but I'm just gonna kind of give you a little rundown of the area, and everything is growing in so beautifully. These are Brazilian crotons. This is a thatch palm. I'm not really sure if we're gonna keep this here. I might do another pygmy date palm here just to give this area some balance. These are alamandin bushes, which if I could recommend any flowering plant here, it would be these alamandins. They're so pretty. They flower constantly. And then these cannas, they're coming in. I'm actually starting to like them. We'll see how it goes. I cannot plant anything here in the center, which is a super bummer because this is my bush tank area. The bees just love it out here, and I feel really bad because I don't have clean water for them or the birds, but I will get something. We're putting in a fountain in the front of my house here soon, and I'm going to show you that project. This is a mandevilla, and oh my gosh, I got this plant on clearance at Lowe's this summer, and so it's starting to look really good. These are little prints. I have to put the name on the screen, but they're getting a little too, I didn't know they got this big, and so we're gonna probably do a little maneuvering with these. We're probably going to extend. We're gonna take these and make it go all the way around right here, like make this entire area right under this foxtail palm just all purple, and then do something over here that's not so bushy. It just looks a little bit much right there. But this brings me to our next area that we have to get done. I want to clean up this shower. This is an outdoor shower. My family doesn't usually use this outdoor shower, but I don't want it to look like this. And then we have to plant up these crotons. You can see this one in the back is not doing so well. I need to get them in the ground. So what I'm going to do now is I feel like I shouldn't do this just yet because not everything is dyed back. But what I want to do is I want to get all of these weeds out of here. And I don't really think that it's going to take very much. All right, here's how it's looking. I swept out most of the debris, and it looks, and well, those cobwebs, I need to sweep those off. Let's see if I can get it with one hand. Gross. Much better. All right, that looks good. I think this side looks good. All right, I swept out everything and it looks great. Now to move on, and this needs to be pressure washed. But now to move on to our planting. Planting these three. This croton here. These are Maleficent. I don't know how to say it really well, but I'll put it on the screen. Croton. And they like a little bit of shade. They don't like full blast sun. Although I have seen them in full sun, it's not their preferred way to be. These get some sunlight during the day, but they're blocked by a lot of the sun from this bougainvillea in the shower. So they get some sunlight, but it's not constant sunlight all day long. And they're doing okay. They're growing and they're doing fine. But I'm going to remove these type plants because I just don't like them here. And we're going to plant these up. This one has done a little bit worse out of the 3 of them. So, all right, you guys, let me get started here by taking out these Thai-quarter-line plants. I'm going to move the mulch away a little bit. Something smells very fermented. Might be my papaya tree. Starting to get pretty rooted in there. That's okay. We'll find a better spot for it. You know how I love these plants. They're so nice. This one too. Starting to get really nice roots. See them here? Starting to get a little dark, so I gotta hurry it up. I wanted to give you a look at how this turned out. It looks so beautiful. And you can see like the croton that has the most colors. They have more yellow because the sun has given them a brighter color. You could see here, these are crotons that haven't been in the sun for very long. They're darker. When you give this plant a little bit more light, it will brighten up a dark area, which this little area here is a dark area. But we planted in this swath a little bit bigger with crotons, and so when it grows in, it's gonna fill out the space, and I cannot wait for it. All right, you guys, that about wraps up today's projects. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye.